because it really puts a brand new spin on the same old zombie story. It's about a human survivor of a pandemic who's looking for a cure to heal a new, sort of rabid-like species of humans known as the infected. Okay, the key to that cure is in locating the original patient zero, but as you're about to find out, there are some surprises along the way. Ladies and gentlemen, let's bring out the creative team of Patient Zero, starting with the director, Stefan Ruzowitzky, coming right out on stage right now. Give him a hand, ladies and gentlemen. Also joining him, screenwriter Mike Lee, coming out from the side of the stage. From Vikings, Camelot, and Doctor Who, Clive Standen is here, coming out. And from Game of Thrones, John Bradley, ladies and gentlemen. You like that, huh? All right. Well, if you like Game of Thrones, how about Natalie Dormer, ladies and gentlemen? And yes, there she is. Give her a hand. And yes, the doctor is still in the house, Matt Smith, coming back out on stage right now. Double deuce! There he is. Coming back on. He wanted the extra exercise of going off and on again, so we gave it to him.
Dalton, I've got a bit of housekeeping to do with you, I'm afraid.
Let's do it.
You said zombies. That was the last movie. This is The Infected.
I'm aware. I said a new twist on the zombie story, Natalie. So I said it is infected, rabid-like species, absolutely. And Stefan, I believe we actually have something to show the fine folks here at Hall H, don't we? Why don't you tell us what we're about to see?
What we're going to show you is really super fresh. We wrapped literally a couple of weeks ago. So what you see here are sort of the movie. I didn't even present it to the studio yet. We don't have any special effects in it yet, so it's really raw material. I hope you still like it.
Not looking good for you, John Bradley. Not looking good. Spoiler alert. Nice to know you're a lefty, though. Thanks for that. But dude, John, you slayed a White Walker, man. These infected should be no problem. What happened there? No dragon glass, or what was going on?
No bloody dragon glass, that's what it is. No. Oh, fuck, if I've got an answer for that.
Did you practice your convulsing? Was that something you worked at? Look good?
I practiced jerking off with my leg.
Okay, all right. All right, now. Family show here. Family show. Matt, talk about it, because I think it's really fascinating about that clip, is the relationship between your character and Stanley Tucci's Infected. Because it felt to me almost a little like Silence of the Lambs, almost in a way, like Hannibal and Clarice. Is this like a game of cat and mouse you guys are playing, or what?
Yeah. I guess it is a game of cat and mouse, and he's such a wonderful actor, Stanley. He's such a sort of wonderful spirit to have around on set. It was great fun to act, Stanley. Yeah, but it's very much me trying to elicit information from the dear boy.
And Natalie, I know you play Matt's wife in the film, but you're sort of in very,
I don't play his wife.
No.
Oh, who are you playing?
No,
Are you in this movie? No.
I think so.
What's your connection to finding, because you guys need to find this antidote.
There's a love triangle that Matt's character, Morgan, is still in love with the memory of his wife. Is she alive? Isn't she alive? Is she who she used to be? This is like one of the questions of the movie. Gina is in love with Morgan, but it's a complex situation, is the best way of putting it. But Gina is the virologist who has been designated to basically cure the world. It's a minor specification, you know. It's easy enough. So yeah, they're working as a team to
Save the world.
To find the cure for the rabies that is infecting the infected.
Excellent. And Clive, how do you fit into all this madness? Are you friend or foe, sir?
Well, I play Colonel Knox, who's a bit of a firecracker. He's got an unhealthy obsession with Gina, and another unhealthy obsession with alcohol. And he seems to be the last point of call in the US military. He feels like he's babysitting these scientists, and well, they're trying to find patient zero, which is like trying to find a needle in a haystack. And so there's two ways of finding a needle in a haystack. You can either actually get all the hay and put it in a vat of water, and all the hay comes to the top, and none of the hay is harmed, and you find the little needle. Or you can do it Knox's way, which is just burn all the hay. And that's kind of who he is. I mean, he's one of us wants to shoot first and ask questions later.
I know you guys want to ask some questions, so we start lining up here in just a minute. We're going to get to those, and now's the time to do it because we've got a very short window of time here. But Mike Lee here, the screenwriter, ladies and gentlemen, just last year was camped out in line to get into Hall H, and now he's on the stage. How cool is that? Right here. Mike, you know, how do you, when you wrote this, how did you strive to make this story different? I mean, we see it on the screen a little bit, but you know we have a lot of, you know, monster stories and things like that. So how did you try and craft something a little unique here?
Well, even though the infected are definitely not zombies, the inspiration of this came from seeing a zombie here at Comic-Con a couple years ago. I saw a guy dressed like a zombie smoking a cigarette. And that image just stayed with me for months, and it came to the point where I kept asking myself, who was the zombie? Why was he smoking a cigarette? He had a personality, you know, that kind of, he was an individual, you know, versus like this collective threat. And so I just started to kind of like invert the zombie tropes. And when you think of zombies like moaning and groaning, you know, I asked myself, what if that was actually a language that they were using to communicate with each other? And so that's how the story evolved.
Excellent. All right, guys, I know you want to ask some questions, so let's go right here. How's it going? Mad Max, right?
No.
No? What is the outfit? Oh my God. Oh my God. Wow. Impressive. All right. Can you ask your question with that on or not?
Yeah, totally.
Oh, it sounds great. Yeah, no interference at all. All right, what's going on?
Hi, I'm Dallas. I drove actually from Canada mostly to see Miss Dormer. I'm a huge fan. I was wondering, with the zombies having a line of communication with the humans, how does that affect the dynamic since they're not just these mindless beasts trying to attack? They actually have thoughts and communication and things like that.
I didn't hear that question. I'm really sorry.
Because the zombies are able to communicate with the humans, how does that affect the dynamic? Since they're not just mindless beasts trying to viciously attack and eat people.
Okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to pass it to Matt. So the really interesting thing about all the books and all the shows you guys love is that every era or every tribe or historically every nation in the world, they always create the monsters that cathartically vent their issues for their culture or their time, right? And the infected are Mike, correct me if I'm wrong here, but the infected are victims of our modern age, being bombarded by social media, 24/7, everything open. The idea is that rabies, that it harnesses your adrenaline and all the stress levels and the mad, fast pace that we live our 21st century lives has been used to enrage them. And the only person that can communicate with them, because he's been bitten but not turned, is this guy. Go.
God. Well, and then I do some talking. And then, I mean, what else am I meant to say? I think you said it all very eloquently and brilliantly, really, Dormer, as always. You know, you should be like President of America or something. I mean, you're really good at it. Yeah. I think you've been, I mean, what was the question?
It was well said. Well stated. Thank you very much.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Next, yeah.
Hi.
My name is JB, and my question is for John, Natalie, and Matt. If you could be either a White Walker or an infected, or in your Pride and Prejudice a zombie, which one would you be turned into?
Ooh, good question.
I'd want to be an infected so I could hang out with Stanley Tucci.
Yeah.
I didn't get to spend enough time with him on Hunger Games. I'm in love with Stanley Tucci, so it would definitely be an infected.
Yeah, and you know, being a White Walker can't be that nice a life. really.
No, definitely not.
It can't be, can
But you
it?
get to spend a lot of time with me.
Yeah.
Which can't be great.
Yeah, yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm that far away from an infected anyway. I mean, I hate most music and most of the human race.
Yeah.
So I'd say that I'm almost there.
Yeah.
Bit of a busman's holiday for old JB.
Thank you. Yes, hey.
How do you think that this movie differs from your traditional zombie movie? Because we've obviously seen a lot.
Anyone else want to tackle that? We sort of had it.
There's a light on.
Clive, why don't you tell us what you
What's
think?
up?
Well, imagine you've got adrenaline pulsing through your veins all the time. You hear these stories about, old women being able to pick up cars off someone just because they had to or whatever. Imagine it being like that all the time. These are people that can think, they live, they breathe. Zombies are the undead. These people, they've got a virus and they can think, they've got their own thought, but they've also got this adrenaline pumping through them all the time. It's like being a trained parkour runner. And going through, it's almost a comment. It's like it could almost be the next evolution of mankind, and that's what we're playing with in the film. Is this a race of people that need to be stamped out and wiped off this world, or is this Mother Nature's way of saying we're all a virus, we're the virus, and this is her way of wiping us out, and this is the new evolution of mankind. So they're not zombies. There's nothing to do with people chasing people down the street just wanting to eat them and rip out their hearts and devour them. These are people that they want to wipe out us, the human race, and they want to take over the planet.
And it feels like, judging by the clips you saw, Stefan, you can talk about this, it feels like there's a sense of claustrophobia in this, that humans are all in these very confined corners trying to survive. Is that sort of an element of the terror as well?
Yes, definitely. Sort of more or less the whole movie takes place in this underground military compound, and it's too hot in there, and people are sweating all the time, and it's a most unpleasant situation. I think the other thing which is sort of special, we have a lot of Matt interrogating these infected and torturing them with music, and so it's not only the massacre and the slaughter. We also have massacre and slaughter, but we have a little bit more than that.
What else is in the record collection, Matt?
Lots. We've got a lot of good records. That was actually one of the things originally that really attracted me to the script. Was I'm a big music fan, and this, there felt like there was a real presence of sort of good rock and roll music in this film. So I'd be interested to see. There's a bit of the Who. What else did we have? We had a bit of you had a bit of Joe Cocker as well. The Moody Blues, I think. So some good quality bands.
It's all in vinyl. Is he like a hipster music snob? What's going on here?
Yeah, Morgan owned a record store, and actually I buy a lot of vinyl as well myself. I'm really into it. It's good. You get a fuller sound. Something in common there.
Nice. We'll check out the soundtrack. One more question right there, and it is you, sir.
So now that zombies can communicate, are they going to have like strategically planned attacks like velociraptors or anything like that?
Yeah, pretty much. Wasn't Jurassic Park really good as well? Yeah, they are going to have strategically planned attacks. I think that's sort of one of the points in the movie. We suddenly go, oh no, they're hunting us. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's the idea of the movie, is like, as Clive so eloquently said, imagine if the next step in evolution, Darwinism, is that the infected would take over the planet. They are the evolved next step for mankind. And yeah, their intelligence levels and what that means is something that we explore in the movie.
That's what I love about the movie as well, is it starts, if we build up the tension, mankind has gone underground, that's how bad the situation is. And we're trying to find patient zero. And it's like a boiler room, it's a pressure cooker, and the tension builds and builds and builds. But they're all around, and eventually, if we're going to have a film full of conflict and drama, they're going to get in. So when that happens, it's just intense. And we can't give away too much, but the way that these guys can find their way down the rabbit hole, it's going to blow your mind.
We're all out of time, guys. Thank you so much. I want to thank Matt Smith, Natalie Dormer, John Bradley, Clive Standen, Mike Lee, Stefan Ruzowitzky for coming here. Patient Zero opened in 2016.